Okay, I'm gonna do this because I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. So, you guys cry, said one, right? So these are the reciprocal functions. Reciprocal, just remember, right? Remember, you're gonna take your regular trig, sine, cosine, and tangent, and then just flip it, right? That was what we came up with, right? So you have cosecant. Cosecant, this C right here, think of it as one, what's the other one? Sine of x. You see that? The C and the S. So if you have S and you want to get C, so then secant deals with 1 over cosine. That's a little trick, right? You see that? The S and the C, they flip, drop it back and forth. And then cotangent literally has a name in there, so it's 1 over tangent of x. And it's basically over here. I don't know if you can see this, right? But these are our guides, right? So these are the reciprocals. Basically the same thing as before. We're going to use a unit circle for both sine, cosine, and also tangent, right? So here you have cosecant pi over 6. Cosecant, wherever I have x, I'm going to put pi over 6. Pi over 6. So on these, you have to find the exact value. That means you're going to find them on the circles, right? 3 pi over 4 for secant. So 3 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4. Alright, papitas. And then cotangent 4 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3, right? And we're going to do these, the ones from the algebras, because they're really good, right? I don't know why you guys they quejan mucho, but I promise you these are very simple. It's like what we've done before. So I'm gonna start out with this one, 1 over sine pi over 6. So when I go to the unit circle for sine pi over 6, where is it? Right here, right? So this is the unit circle, pi over 6, and you're looking for sine. Cosine is the first one, sine is the second one, so it's 1 over 2. So this is basically 1 over 1 divided by 2. Multiply by the reciprocal, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. So then this, goodbye, and you're left with a 2. There you go, that's one of them. For cosine, you have 3 pi over 4. Where's 3 pi over 4? And this is cosine because you're looking for secant, right? Secant deals with cosine, so cosine is this one right here. So now I have 1 over negative square root of 2 divided by 2, right? So now here you have a fraction within a fraction also, so just multiply by the reciprocal. So multiply by 2 over negative square root of 2. What I did to the bottom, I did to the top. So I'm going to have 2 divided by negative square root of 2. So then goodbye to this, and then you're left with this. But again, here you're going to notice that I need some room. So I'm going to bring it this way, right? Because the unit circle is here. So now 1 times that is just 2 negative square root of 2. But again, do I want reciprocal in the bottom? No. I mean, do I want square roots in the bottom? No. So take the reciprocal. So multiply by that square root of 2. Square root of 2. And then 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. And then you have 2 square root of 2. Right? And don't forget about your negative. So then desimplify, you're left with negative square root of 2. This one's a little bit, shouldn't be that complicated, but it seemed to be right. I could have simplified it a little bit ahead of time, but it's okay. And then the last one, you won't find it here. So cotangent deals with tangent, so I need the tangent circle for this one. So if I go over here and I look for 4 pi over 3, where's 4 pi over 3? Right here, right? And then again, you're gonna go over here, you're gonna put 1 and tangent square root of 3. And it's the same concept as before, right? You don't want a square root in the bottom, so you rationalize it by multiplying it by itself. Basically what we did earlier over there. So now here, this is 3. These go away, and this is square root of 3. And there you go, that's your answer for this one. Your answer for this one, and then fingers crossed, this is the answer, right? I didn't even check the answer key for this. But basically that's it, right? Questions? No? Perfect. So now, if I may, go down here, right? Approximate means you have to use a calculator. So if I go back over here, I'm just going to do one of them. these are not too bad. The calculator basically does the whole work for you. So in this case, let me see, let me bring everything back to what we had before. So all these are x, right? And I want to deal with this one, the cotangent. So I'm going to put x in all of these. And this one for cotangent, instead of putting x, I'm going to put, I think they have pi over there. So I'm going to put pi here, pi here. So on this one, because you're approximating, you're going to go to your calculator and you're going to make sure that, first of all, that this, if you click on it, it changes to radians, right? Because you're dealing with pi. So then you're going to go to, where is it? The trig. And here it is. You have all of them, right? Even the inverses. So we're looking for cotangent. Cotangent, which is right here. And if I write down, if I type pi, pi, and press enter, there it is. It's undefined, right? So that's my answer. It's undefined. That's it. Just make sure, the goal of this is just to make sure that this right here, by clicking on it, it's in radians. Cool? Cool. Alright. And if you want to do it by hand, just double check. Again, you go back to your unit circle. Let me close this up. Alright. And let me open up the unit circles real quick. For tangent, right? So for tangent, right here, if we go back to the reciprocal equations, cotangent pi is 1 over tangent pi. So tangent pi is 0. So every time you divide by 0, it's undefined. And then the last thing, just to finish this up, I wanted to talk about this one. How do you graph them? Right? How do you graph them? So now here, what we have to do is think about everything that we just done before, right? Every single day I had you guys graphing sine, cosine, and tangent. So for cosecant, we said it was 1 over sine. So if you bring back sine, it goes a little something like this, like that, and then like this, right? For secant, it deals with cosine, so cosine starts at 1, it starts at the maximum and then goes down, and then back up until you get there, right? So here, the concept of this, for these two at least, is that, again, cosecant is 1 over sine of x. Secant, 1 over cosine of x. So since it's a reciprocal, we said we flip it, so you're going to do the same thing with the graphs. So here, at the zeros, when you put sine of 0, it's a 0, 0, 0, right? So all those outputs, if you have 1 divided by 0, they're undefined. In this case, the way we graph it, we put these asymptotes whenever the graph for sine is hitting 0. So sine hits 0 at 0, at pi, and then again at 2 pi, right? So from there, based on this parent function that we started with, if this is the maximum, it's going to become your minimum for cosecant. So it looks like that, right? So instead of going downward, it's going upward. And here, instead of going upward, it's going to go downward. And then they look funny, but I promise you, they're not too bad, as long as you know how to graph sine and cosine. And there it is. So now this goes away, this one right here. And this is your graph for cosecant, right? So now, same thing's happening with secant, right? They follow the same momentum, right? At the zeros, they become asymptotes, right? Because again, if we put any number here, at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, we're going to get 0 here. So 1 divided by 0, again, it's undefined, but we visualize it as an asymptote, right? So now, here, this one starts at the maximum, but now my maximum is going to become my minimum. So you have this here, and then here, instead of being this the minimum, it's going to become a little bit of my maximum, at least for this little area, right? And then, again, my maximum now becomes my minimum in this little section. And there it is. It looks funny, but again, because secant is dependent on cosine, it starts off differently compared to this other area, right? So now the last one is tangent with cotangent. So this one is 1 over tangent of x, right? So if you draw a tangent, we said that we include a positive and a negative, right? So there's already this here, and then it goes a little something like this, where at 0 it's 0, right? And just like that. But here the issue now is that for cotangent, when you try to do the reciprocal, instead of starting here at negative pi over 2, you're going to start here, right? And then if you watch the original video from algebra, it's going to tell you, right? It's basically the same thing. When you plug in values from the radians, this is going to shift just a bit, right? And it's just going to go from 0 to pi, because it's going to keep the same period. Pi divided by 2 plus pi divided by 2, if you add them, it's pi. And instead of increasing, you're going to be decreasing. And it's going to go a little something like that. Right? And that is basically it. So hopefully you guys understand that at least tomorrow, you guys practice. Even if you watch this one, right, it shouldn't be that bad. But what I want you guys to do tomorrow is these right here. Right? I need you guys to practice this, get comfortable with this. Right? So do questions 1 through 9, then work on 10 through 15, and then we worry about this when I see you guys again on Friday. If I see you guys again on Friday. Fingers crossed I see you guys on Friday. But there you go. Good luck.